It was a dark and stormy night. Sam was driving his old Chevy along Route 66, heading to his aunt's house in Arizona. He had been on the road for hours and he was feeling tired and bored. He turned on the radio, hoping to find some music or news to keep him awake. He scanned through the stations, but all he heard was static and interference. He sighed and turned off the radio. He looked at his gas gauge and saw that he had less than a quarter of the tank left. He hoped he would find a gas station soon. He drove on, passing by deserted towns and empty fields. The rain was pouring down, making it hard to see the road. He turned on his headlights and windshield wipers, but they didn't help much. He slowed down, trying to be careful. He saw a sign that said next gas 50 miles. He groaned and checked his gas gauge again. It was almost empty. He wondered if he could make it to the next gas station. He decided to take a chance and keep driving. He drove for another 20 minutes, but he didn't see any signs of civilization. The road was winding and bumpy, and he felt like he was going nowhere. He started to feel nervous and anxious. He wished he had someone with him to talk to. He glanced at his rearview mirror and saw something that made him gasp. There was a person standing on the side of the road holding a sign that said "Need a ride." The person was wearing a hooded cloak that covered their face and body. They looked like a ghost or a grim reaper. Sam felt a chill run down his spine. He wondered who this person was and what they were doing out here in the middle of nowhere. He thought about stopping and offering them a ride, but he quickly dismissed the idea. He didn't want to get involved with a stranger, especially one who looked so creepy. He decided to ignore the hitchhiker and drive past them. He stepped on the gas pedal, hoping to get away from them as fast as possible. He looked at his rearview mirror again and saw that the hitchhiker was still standing there watching him. He felt a surge of fear and curiosity. He wondered what the hitchhiker's face looked like under the hood. He wondered if they were human or something else. He wondered if they were angry or sad or lonely. He couldn't help himself. He slowed down and pulled over to the side of the road. He rolled down his window and called out to the hitchhiker. "Hey, do you need a ride?" he asked. The hitchhiker didn't answer. They just stood there, holding their sign. "Come on, don't be shy," Sam said. "It's raining cats and dogs out here. You'll catch a cold if you stay out here any longer." The hitchhiker still didn't answer. They just stood there, silent and motionless. Sam felt the pang of regret. He realized he had made a mistake. He should have left the hitchhiker alone. He should have driven away as fast as he could. He rolled up his window and started his car again. He was about to drive away when he heard a knock on his passenger door. He turned his head and saw that the hitchhiker had moved closer to his car. They were standing right next to his door, holding their sign. Sam felt a wave of panic wash over him. He didn't know what to do. He didn't want to open his door or talk to the hitchhiker anymore. He wanted to get away from them as fast as possible. He looked at his door lock and saw that it was unlocked. He quickly reached for it and locked it with his hand. He heard another knock on his door. "Please," a voice said from outside. It was a soft and raspy voice, like someone who hadn't spoken in a long time. "Please," the voice repeated. Sam felt a shiver run through him. The voice sounded familiar, but he couldn't place it. "Please what?" he asked nervously. "Please let me in," the voice said. Sam felt his heart skip a beat. He didn't want to let the hitchhiker in. He didn't want to see their face or touch their body or hear their voice anymore. He looked at his gas gauge and saw that it was empty. He cursed under his breath. He realized he had no choice but to let the hitchhiker in. He unlocked his door and opened it slightly. The hitchhiker pushed the door open, and at that very moment, Sam woke up screaming as he was stopped on the side of Route 66. Sam is unsure what really happened, but he knows that it was not a dream.